Hello, hello, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great night. I see that we might have someone new, the Lazinski family. I hope I said that right. I see Tammy and Chris. Hi, guys. How are you? I'm so glad that you guys are here and joining me tonight. Let's let a few other people join in. Hi, Rosanna and Caroline. Donna. Just so you guys know, I sorry that I put up the post late, but it's good news for all of you guys who ordered the live sale because I have those all ready and they will be in the mail tomorrow. So you can start looking for those. You will get an email notification with the tracking information as soon as the labels are printed. So hi, Beth. Hi, Catherine. I'm so glad to see you guys all here. Okay, I want to address something very quickly, and then I'm gonna ask that it's the last time that it's discussed until she's ready to discuss it herself. So, you guys, I love how much you love Amy, and I know you guys are missing her, and I get emails and messages, and there have been posts in our group over and over and over again asking where she is. I have relayed everything that I feel comfortable relaying without infringing upon our friendship and breaking her confidence with me. So, when she's ready to come back and be on and create videos, you will know. I don't know anything more than all of you guys already know. I can only imagine that seeing those posts aren't necessarily helping. Whereas if you just put up a post that were to say, hey, Amy, we miss you, love you, hope everything's good, can't wait to have you back, something like that, showing her support, I think would be good for her. And I think that it would be nice for her to see those posts. But as I said, I don't want to divulge any other information. Anything I'm comfortable sharing, I've already shared. And beyond that, I don't know any more than you guys know. In the meantime, I am still streaming the lives to both channels so that there is still content on her YouTube channel. And so that the channel doesn't just like stop having content or go static. So I am doing what I can, guys. And then I'm also creating content on my own channel, which I know some of you were having problems finding me. So I'm really glad that you've been able to do so. And I'm excited that you guys are all here. I'm going to be completely transparent with all of you. Oh, Sylvia and Gina and Marsha are here. Thanks, ladies. I'm glad you guys are all here. My bead mat was a complete scattered mess until about 5 minutes before the live. I wasn't exactly positive what it was that I was going to do. I had gotten like a suggestion from Beth, and then that kind of went into something else. So let me go ahead and bring up my bead mat and show you what I'm talking about. So what we're going to do tonight is I want to do a freeform wire cloud using the crackle beads from the Bargain Bead Box, and I'm just making like a focal. And the way I started this is I took some 26 gauge wire and my round nose pliers, my micro Beadsmith micro round nose pliers, and I just coiled up the wire probably 4 or 5 or 6 times. I just coiled it up so that I knew that nothing was going to come, and then I kind of gave it a little bit of a squish so it wasn't long and sticking out. And then I put the first 5 of the crackle beads on. And since then, I have just been slowly adding beads to it because I decided that I wanted it to be the cloud shape. So then all I was doing was adding crackle beads, and then I either wind around a bead that's already there, or I'll stick the wire down in a hole and out the other side. And when it doesn't want to do that, I find another spot where it will. So there's that. And then from that, all I have been doing is just adding these crackle beads one at a time. And if you guys watched my unboxing, you know that I was kind of bummed that we didn't have any gray in the box because let's face it, when it rains 90% of the time, there are gray, cloudy skies. So, and I'm sorry, I was completely not at the bead mat. I'm so sorry, guys. So I haven't fully decided yet. Like I said, I may go back after I'm done with this. I would have to go get some, but I'm thinking about maybe taking some gray alcohol ink and putting some dabs of color here or there. I have been trying to keep the wire more on the back right here. And anytime I see a spot like this where you can see, let me zoom in real quick, wrong way, where you can see a bunch of wire, all I've done is go in and pick up another little crackle bead and put it into place. And if I had, and then I just find another bead to wrap around, or I find a hole to go through to just kind of secure it in place. And I'm not sure if she's here. Hi, Gloria. Gloria's here. I don't know. Hi, Brandy and Jenny. I don't know if Linda is here yet, but if she was, I'd hope she'd be proud of me for doing this freeform project. And I know that that doing this is going to cause it to be a little heavy. They are 8mm beads, and they're glass, so they have a little bit of weight, but I just wanted it to be cloud-like. And right now I want to go and like build it up on top here and make it taller. And anytime I ran out of wire, all I've done is go and I tuck in the end of the wire and I grab a new piece and I start going. Chris, yes, I am. And I will continue to do so for the lives in order to support Amy. So that is why it's on Campbell Creations and on TT's Trinkets and Treasures. Oh, then I'm glad you found us. So I'm just trying to be supportive in the best way I know how. And right now, I feel like that's the best way. Okay, I think I want to try to get up on top right here and put a bead there, and then maybe one on top of that and there. And then I think I might actually be done. So, and if I find that there's like a loose spot like this, I'll go and reinforce it with more wire. And actually, I'll do it right now because I need to end this piece. So you can see I'm just wrapping it as much as I can. And then I'm going to go in and snip it down as low as I can get to it and make sure it's not poking out. Now I'm just going to grab another piece of wire. The main thing that you want to avoid is letting your wire get kinked. So yeah, these are from the Bargain Bead Box from April. I have some more of it up there. Because I think what I like to do is get it to where I can start putting um some raindrops down below it. And man, I so wish I had gotten the opportunity to get those rainbow crystals that Randy showed the other day. I think I'm pretty sure that Rosanna was the lucky one to get the what she had left, because I would have loved to do something um on here that would be great. New crimps. Oh, I will have to go check it out. What is what is new about these crimps? Are they some of the like easy crimps or something? Lynn, I'm making a freeform cloud pendant. So right now I'm just trying to build the top up right here to make it a little bit higher, and then I will probably join some of the other beads, and I will either do so with wire or I will do so by by using fishing line. Sorry. I could not find my word. By using fishing line. So I'll just, yeah, I think once I fill in right here, I think that my cloud, maybe if I smush it down a little bit, will just about be done. But I mean, I could keep going and use the entire strand for this, given that the rest of the beads on here will be lighter. I don't think it would be too heavy for people because, we use a full strand of beads all the time. Come on, go around and then tuck down in. There we go. And then I'm going to come around this one over here and get to in the middle right there. And I'm going to put another of the crackle bead on. And then, just like before, I'm going to find spots within the wire. And if it goes across like that, you can always use your pliers, especially if you have some needle nose ones, either the Xuron or the Beadsmith that Randy uses and sells over at Thunder Horse. I thought I was done, and now I kind of want to put one over here. That's the only thing with some freeform wire projects, is that sometimes you kind of get like sucked in and don't really know where to stop. So, and right now I'm not even 100% sure which side is going to be the front. But Rosanna, I'd love to know if you thought if we would be able to paint these with India ink. Or alcohol ink. Sorry, alcohol ink. Um, because I would love to. I was kind of hoping that the wire would give it like this misty gray color, but the drill line, come on, the drill line is pretty, no pun intended, cloudy. So you don't see it much, but I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you don't see it. I was like, well, maybe you do right now. But I think that was just wishful thinking. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do next. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Yeah, and I'm just trying to anchor these the best I can together so that it, I don't want it to look perfect, but yes, but don't get more alcohol on it later or it will reactivate. Oh, ooh, Beth, that would be a great idea. Man, I have some too. Man, I wish I would have heard that thought beforehand. Man, that is a great idea. I have some labradorite chips right here, but I think they would be too big. Hold on. You guys are going to lose me for like 10 seconds. Let me see. I believe my labradorite box is right here. So let me see if I can have it real quick. See, now I thought I was done. Now I'm gonna be adding in gray. And knocking over my cup in the process. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I have these ones. Oh, I hit my camera. I'm so sorry, guys. There we go. So I have these 3mm ones from, these were part of a bead box, and I have itty bitty ones, but I think I'm gonna go with the 3mm. Man, you guys, this is gonna look like there's lightning in the clouds. Beth, that was a stellar idea. Thanks for passing it on, because now I'm like, ooh. This one has a lot of flash on it. Right there, I'm going to zoom back out so you guys can see better. And try to get my camera fixed. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to turn on the light, make sure it's not too bright so you guys can't see. But this one right here has like a bunch of flash on it. So if I put that in, I bet it will start looking like there's lightning in the clouds. Oh, this is awesome. I'm going to put some of the babies in, but I have these, I think they're 6mm. So they're smaller than the big ones, but look at, can you guys see the flash? Oh, I know this is a lot of beads, guys, but just go with me. It wouldn't necessarily have to be a pendant. You could use it in a sun catcher with like a rainbow of some kind, or by dropping down teardrops. Oh, that's pretty. And I have some 5mm ones right here as well, that have some like really nice flash to them. So this one has a lot. And I'm just going to keep locking the beads in so they're nice and secure. If I see a part where there's a lot of wire, or wire that's kind of like sticking out, I'll use my pliers to just kind of push them down back into place. Okay. It's weird not having Steve on here. I'm so used to him being in the comments, or at least being in the house. But like I said, my niece's quinceañera is this weekend, and so they are having you guys, you could do this with moonstone and labradorite. Can you just imagine how pretty the flash would be? Oh my goodness, that would be so awesome. What did I miss? Or what about a light or a fan pull? Oh, that is a great idea, Lynn. Yes, that would be so fun. See, this is why I love this community. I was starting to think I just had a hot mess, and you guys were going to be like, what the heck is she doing? But instead, you guys understand and have some amazing suggestions that I'm loving and that will make it better. And don't get me wrong, it's not like ridiculously heavy. Like I said, I mean, they're 8mm crackle beads. I think I need one right here, but I think this wire is just about done for. So I'm just going to kind of weave it around back to here and then snip it off and grab another little piece of wire. And you guys, this kind of like project for me gets a little addicting to where like I think I need to keep going and I don't ever know when to stop. But I just love the creative outlet that stuff like this gives me. Even if I'm the only one that likes it, hey, I like it. And nobody else has to have it. Because it is my art, and art is insanely personal. And so I respect the heck out of all of you that share your art with us all the time. And it's great. Oh, Mindy. So Mindy Devereaux is my best friend from high school. And I told her that Steve wasn't on. And could she please come be my hype lady? She's also on backstage, but not like camera wise. She's just kind of sitting back there. And girl, I love you. Thank you so much for coming on. You're a rock star. And I don't think I could love you anymore right now. But then you do stuff like this and surprise the heck out of me. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I can love her more. But Mindy is amazing. Like I said, we have been friends since high school. And we've been through just about any and everything, health-wise, relationships-wise, mom-wise. Like we both, she just got herself a new granddaughter as well. So it's been so great to be able to like pass pictures back and forth and everything else. So it's been fun. Speaking of, I talked to my daughter earlier today, and she's down for a visit. So that may be happening sooner rather than later. Okay, this 8mm labradorite is winking up at me over here, so I've got to add it to the top right here. And then I'll show you what I want to do next. And like I said, I may not be done with this. You never know. I could keep going after the live is over because that's just how I am. But I'm going to snip this off so I can show you my ideas for how to add. Okay, what's going to be, I think that's the bottom. Or is that the top? I'm going to go ahead and take my pliers and push this wire that's sticking up down just so it's not sticking out too bad. Okay, so then my thought for adding raindrops coming down from this cloud would be to use clear fishing line, or you could use fire line or whatever else. And we're going to monofilament. But we're going to do so by using the either micro crimps or size 0 crimp beads. You guys aren't going to be able to see that itty bitty crimp bead, but it's right there on the end. And here's what I thought. I figured we can start by putting on one of the crystal drop AB. And then I'm going to pick up another crimp here really quick, which is easier said than done because they're itty bitty. And I am a grandma now, so you know, the whole bad eyes thing and all. And then I'm going to put a crimp on top of this to kind of, and I'm just flat squishing it because if I were to actually like do the full crimp process, here you guys, that is way too much stuff on the camera. Do I have a cream backdrop right here? Let me see. I thought I had a bead mat right here. I guess I don't. Anyways, if you were to do the full crimp process, like crimp it and then fold it in half and everything, the bead would fall right off. So now I want to figure out how far up I want the next drop to be. And that's where I'm going to set my next crimp and I'm going to squish it. Now I'm going to take one of these, I believe they were Malaysian jade or dyed quartz. And I'm going to put a blue one on. And then again, I'm going to put a tiny crimp bead on. Get it down to the top of where the blue bead is and crimp. And then, do I want another? Yeah, I think I want another drop on there. And you could also do this with the, and I'll show you how, with the other Crystal AB drops that were in this box that are more briolette than drop. So I will show you that next. And then I'm going to set the crimp again, put a drop on top, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to attach this to our cloud. Set the crimp and smush. And then all you need to do is find a spot that you can get the fishing line in and under some of your wire. And push the fishing wire out. No, don't go that far over. It was going all the way across the cloud. We don't need you to do that. And then you're just going to pull it up. Oh, I forgot to put the crimp on. You have to put the crimp on first. Sorry about that. I forgot my own step. Okay. And then you're just going to find a spot where you can put the fishing line out and through. You're going to get it where you want it to hang. And I do think that I want this to be the top where the darker clouds are. And then all you're going to do is put the other end of the fishing line. Come on. Oh, that one didn't crimp all the way. I was like, how did that fall? All right, there we go. All you're going to do is feed the fishing line or monofilament, whichever it is that you decide to use. If you can get it through, which you can if you can see it. Oh my goodness gracious. There we go, finally. And then you just kind of have to decide how high up you want it, how far down. Oh, that crimp. This monofilament is not being my friend right now. Or these crimps, they're not staying in place. There we go. You just need to decide where and how you want it to hang. I gotta pull that crimp down. How do all these crimps slide? Oh, this one slid down. Okay, that makes sense now. Hold on, I gotta recrimp this. I need to go. if you have a hard time, just go further up on your plier, because the further up you are on your plier, the more strength you have. Okay, so now I got this, and I'm gonna make sure that's good and crimped, or it broke. Oh, you got to find the sweet spot between getting the crimp on correctly or on tightly enough and breaking it. Man. Okay, we're going to do this again. And I'm going to pull out the big guns, or, well, the tiny guns. I'm going to grab my Beadalon size 0 or size 1 crimps. I thought that I could use up some of my little size 1 crimp beads from just like a cheap pack I got from when I very first started beading. And that was my first mistake, obviously, because we all saw how that worked out for me. So again, you're just going to grab a piece of fishing line. You don't need a lot. Probably no more than 6 inches, and that's just being safe. I'm going to put the good crimps on. I just still had some of those other ones left over from before when I very first started and didn't know like what a good crimp, the worth of a good crimp. So, but it's definitely, there is a difference. So, Chris, that most definitely, probably the problem. I have even found that the beadsmith ones that are beadsmith, whoever makes the magical crimper, that even the crimps that are specifically made for it don't always work. Softflex and Beadalon are the two that I have found are the I have the most success with. So I think that other crimp fell down inside of here. So I'm just going to do that. Set another crimp where I want the blue one to fall. And you could also do this with wire if you wanted to. I just think that the fishing line looks more ethereal because it's you don't really see it much. So it's just a good thing. You could also hi Kimmy. Yes, that Rosanna is very what. Hi Dorothy, you guys, the ones who just got here. I put up the post late because I got caught up in packing up everybody's orders and writing you guys all little handwritten notes going out, thanking you for your support. By being at the first live sale. Speaking of, it seemed on the poll that most of you prefer morning, and that just broke it too. I don't know my own strength, ladies. So in order to not have to do this whole thing again, I'm just going to cut off the crimp. I'm going to put another one on. I'm going to put in the fishing line back down through this crimp. And I am going to sandwich them together. So I don't have to start this part all over again. Okay, not too much, Heather. Set the crimp. Don't break the fishing line. I just got to come in here and cut off the excess so it's not sticking out. And then because now there's 2 crimps right there, I might just put this third drop or the third bead. No, I want it up a little bit higher. So, as I was saying, it seems that you guys all prefer morning. There were a couple who said night, but you guys, the like average was that you guys would like it weekly and you would like it in the morning. So now the question is, what morning? Would you guys be down to do it on a Saturday morning? Because then I would be able to have my hubby there, which helps. Because him being there supporting me is, he's my good luck charm. Walking, talking, breathing, good luck charm. So, of course, it's better if he's there. Oh, thanks, Kim. Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Saturday? Would that be a good morning? Would you rather it be in the. Oh, Chris, would you like. That's when you'd like to do the live sale? Because Sunday nights now, if you didn't miss, Sunday nights now is the Beading Besties, where I'm bringing on other designers. Speaking of which, this beautiful young lady is going to be my second guest. Gina is going to be on Sunday. Sorry that we didn't connect yesterday. We will, I promise. But so that's the only thing with that, is that we kind of already have. I really, really enjoyed getting to know Rosanna better as both a jewelry designer and a person. I really enjoyed. So I'm thinking, oh, Chris. Chris is like, wait, wrong topic. Yeah, so if we did it 11 o'clock my time, which is Pacific Standard Time, it would be noon for the middle of the country and 1 for the East Coast. Would that work out for the sale? Oh, Linda, we're talking about the next live sale. By the way, what do you think of my freeform cloud? I channeled my inner Linda and I took all these crackle beads because the Bargain Bead Box this month is all about April showers. And so I was wrapping these all together with wire, and then I was going to paint them, but then somebody suggested, Miss Beth suggested to use labradorite. So that's what I did. And I'm so happy that she suggested that, because I'd been kind of bummed that there wasn't any gray in the box. And I should have realized I could go in my stash and do it. But then again, we're going to put the other end of the fishing line or whatever stringing you want to do. You're going to put it where you want the raindrops to start. So I don't want it down too far, but I also don't want it just right up under the cloud. Okay, I think I'm going to fire line because this is driving me nuts. I'm used to my thicker fishing wire, but I was going to be late. Where is my thicker fishing wire? If that's not going to work, I might be breaking out some soft flex. Let's see here. What colors do I have? Do I have any blue? That might be. Oh, nope. I have lapis color. What do you guys think of that? That could be pretty with the Malaysian jade. And going through the, let's try it. Going through the clear, I think that could look really pretty. So Yes, I had to. I didn't know. Like, yeah, they sent some cloud charms, but I there was a stainless steel one and I could have did that, but I was like, if you're gonna do it, go big or go home, right? Ooh, you guys. Okay, I have to bring this up so you can look at that. Ooh, that's gonna be that. I am making a cloud. So I just freeform wire wrapped a lot of the crackle beads on, and then I added some labradorite on, which I think is awesome because it almost looks like when the flashes hit, it almost looks like there's um lightning in the cloud. So yeah. I wish you guys could see this. Let me see if I bring my light closer. If you guys can see the nope, you gotta bring it back, Heather. Can you see the flash? There we go. The blue light flash. Oh, I love this. I'm so glad that Beth suggested that. Okay. And now that we have actual soft flex that is thicker, hopefully it's not going to break the way that the fishing line was going to do. And it's kind of lending its color to us. And I'm not going to see a crimp above the beads. I'm just going to do below the beads. That way I'm not crimping the soft flex too many times and weakening it. So, although it doesn't like these size 1 crimps, so I might have to go to size 2. Oh my goodness gracious. Come on. Please, 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 please cooperate. I am horrible. I don't know how you guys do it. I am horrible at like picking up beads with my lines. So this is like the biggest reason I don't do stuff like this. Because here. Let's see if I can pick up the cheap crimps. I can indeed. So we're gonna seat the last raindrop. And then we're going to string this through the cloud up and around a section with some wire. Oh, you got to put a crimp on, Heather. This one might need a bigger crimp since I'll have the soft flex going through twice. So let me grab out a couple of like slightly bigger crimps for that one. Put on the crimp. And then we're going to feed this through around the central wire within the clouds. We will take it back down through our other crimp and maybe even our other raindrop so it's really blue. You're going to pull that up to where you want it to go and use your crimp. And if you wanted to, you could actually do like a real crimp job right there and fold it in half. But I just wanted to actually get some raindrops coming off my cloud. I think that's going to be pretty. And if you wanted to, you could even do like loops or something and use the little cloud charms that came. I also have my Amazonite drops, but I'm kind of hoarding those right now. I did say that I would show you how to do it with the crystal drops. It's really easy. All you do is take the lapis, the soft flex in between. You would put a crimp on and go down over the secondary wire, though we don't need to waste all this soft flex. and then just get your crimp down to where you want it. Careful that it's not popping up on you, because that happened. That's what it's doing right now. It wants to make the hole bigger. And then you can cut off the excess at the back. Put on another smaller crimp. Get it to where you want it. Seat your crimp. And then you can start adding the blue drops if you want. You could add the other kind of clear drop. Like that. We're going to pick up another one. And on this one, I think I'm going to do 2 blue. Just to vary it up a little bit. And I probably cut enough of this to do a whole other section of drop. So I probably will do that. If I can find the holes. Okay, we're going to put one of the larger crimps on. We're going to take our cloud and we're going to fish this up through some wire. I'm going to try to do it close so that I can use some of this to make another one. There we go. There's some wire. You're going to feed it back through the top crimp. Pull it down to where you want your cloud to be or your cord to be. Crimp off and cut. So I think that's where I'm going to stop right now because I'm kind of eyeing this and wanting to put more labradorite on it. And I will probably use this for a sun catcher because now it is getting kind of heavy. But alrighty. Okay. Wait, what? Don't be mad at Heather. I think your premise is amazing. I can't wait, but I know you have 2 more ablations. Oh, wait. She is still there. I'm surprised. By the way, Heather's going to be doing a series of tutorials. Oh, yes. Yes, I am. I'm going to be doing a series of how-to tutorials. And what I'm thinking is that I will split up whichever topic into a couple of different posts. And then I will do a live on like Friday or something. And at that point in time, if anybody has any questions about whatever topic or technique that we have been doing. So like if I'm doing loops and one day I do a wrapped loop and then the next time I do a simple loop, the third time I talk about the pros and cons of both of them. And then maybe at the end of the week, we can do a live and I will answer any questions that you've posted throughout the week. And then I will, and then I can answer those live. So Kim, yes, you missed that. Yeah, I do have 2 more ablations, but I'll be okay. I said this at the beginning, but I'll go ahead and go through it again just so that those of you who are late know. Thanks, doll. Love you. For those of you who missed, this is my high school girl, Mindy, and I adore her. Anyways, Amy. I am doing what I can to be as supportive of a friend as I can. I have given out as much information as I have / and comfortable divulging. So I'm still doing the lives on both channels so that she has content on her channel and is producing it. And then I'm doing other tutorials on my channel. And like I said earlier, I think we just all need to be supportive. I think that the Where's Amy's post are kind of making it a little daunting for her to come back. So I think it would just be better if there were just posts that said, like, love you, girl, we're here to support you, and leave it at that. I think that that would be more helpful to her during this time. I really don't have any more answers for anybody else, and also I don't feel comfortable continuing to discuss her private life when she's not here. So that's where that is. I hope that you guys will like, subscribe, turn the notifications on my channel as well for the content that I create over there. I did the third video posted today for the series that I did where I grabbed one of the strands of beads. Hold on just a second. Let me kind of clear off my table a little bit, or my bead mat a little bit, so I can show you. Take me out of solo. Basically what I did is I grabbed one of the 28-inch strand too. So it was not for the faint at heart. And I'm doing a series to see how many pieces I can make out of this one strand of beads, just to kind of give you guys some ideas on how to use these chevron beads. I actually went back and got some of the ones that are like teal and yellow and blue. Beautiful. But like I made this necklace, and it's just like double strand to single strand. These beads came from Bargain Bead Box. The itty bitty red crystals came from Dollar Bead Box a month or two ago. They gave us like a really big, huge, long strand of those. And those two reds happen to match it perfectly. And then this is fossilized coal. And then these are, my tried and true buffalo horn spacers that I love. So I did this one. I did the other necklace I did is this gender neutral necklace. This was in today's video that I dropped, and I used alternating half hitch knots and one of the lawns, and I knotted up till I had 6 inches of knots. And then I strung both of the two sides of the thread down and through all of the beads. And these are buffalo horn spacers. They're just the 8mm ones. And these are 5mm silver plated ball spacers. And then when I got up to the other end, I did 6 more inches of knotting. And then I took these, which are just little silicone donut beads. You can get them in multiple colors very inexpensively. And if anybody's interested, I have a ton. I have the black, I have clear, I have 2 shades of pink and 2 shades of blue. And I could definitely package some up for the next live sale if any of you guys would be interested. In getting some of these without having to like go buy 1,000, because I literally have 1,000 of all those colors. But I put the cord, I crisscrossed it through, did a simple overhand knot at the end, and so now it's adjustable. And I think this is a great necklace for guys or gals. If you wanted to, like, there is a middle right here, and you could hang a focal from that if you wanted to. But that's the other necklace I did. I did this gender neutral bracelet that is adjustable. I used a technique that Becky did on her channel a while back where she tied a barrel knot. And if any of you guys have ever used 2 strands to tie a barrel knot, you know that one will move the knot where you want it to go, whereas the other one is the one you tighten with. And so all she did was cut the one short, but knot it so that obviously it's not going to pull out of the barrel knot. And then she left the other one long, and it creates an adjustable bracelet. And I actually used Brandy's technique. And put little sterling silver jump rings, they're 3mm, in between the black agate beads, just to kind of break it up so it's not too dark at the back. And then the buffalo horn spacers, these are the 6mm ones. Love them. I did this necklace, which is kind of 2 strand into 1 strand. And these are black and gold Amazonite coin beads that I got from a Claim It Live sale that Randy held a few weeks ago. And then she got me more from the store. She got me squares and more coins and rounds, and I just flipped this on its side because I love the like star pattern on the top and bottom. And did it, Chris? I'm doing that too. Actually, she's asking where y'all get your tube beads. You can buy a ton of them on Amazon very inexpensively. I actually have a huge. I just ordered like 220 of them in various sizes because I have found that having the right size tube bead will makes it that much easier to get your knots. For example, there's a magnet in my drawer. I have curved, I have extra long ones for if I want to make a longer. This one is wider and I can put thicker cord through this. And then this one is straight. So I ordered a whole package of these because a lot of you guys have been asking, and I am planning on doing a lot more knotting projects, which I'm sure will make Kim Evans happy because she loves the leather. So I'm going to package some of those up for the next live sale as well. Very inexpensively. Don't worry. Like, you'll get a whole package of them for very inexpensively. So there was that bracelet. This is the necklace that went with it. Again, this is black and gold Amazonite, and I have a key, a lock, and a heart charm hanging down from it. And I use the fossilized coal to kind of spread it out, make it a little thing. So that's pretty. And then I made this pair of earrings on the video I released today. And I actually incorporated the ear wire directly to the earring. So this wire is part of this. It's the same piece of wire that went through the hoop. So it's not a separate component that I added on. But so I did those. And then I think I have enough for one more. For like, I think one more video, I will be done with the beads. But I'm going to make this earring. I wanted something a little bit smaller to go with this necklace. I wanted it a little bit more streamlined. So, and if any of you guys are interested in any of these pieces, let me know. Unfortunately, I can't get you any more of these. These Bernie got in a buyout years ago. And my sweet, sweet hubby, when he went to go grab me a strand the other night so I could finish this necklace, he thought there was 4. Bernie said, I'm not going to be able to get any more of those. So he bought me the last 4 of them. So yeah. Yeah, a straw works too, Kim. You're absolutely right. And Beth, yes, she is actually retiring, so she is having a big sale. But it's been doing good. Yeah, Beth did great on the herringbone. And that's the whole thing, you guys. Here, let me come back up now. I will never expect you guys to do things exactly the way that I want to or tell you that it's done wrong. In fact, it's the complete opposite with me. I will encourage you to go and watch multiple content creators do the same skill, because there are things that you're going to see one do that you're going to be like, yep, I can do that. and maybe there's another step that somebody else does. I know that Rosanna uses 2 strands. I did a half herringbone using 1 strand, and then Gina Sparkleys on YouTube did one as well that same week where she used 1 strand of wire. And then I believe like the following Tuesday, Randy got in on the fun, and I don't remember how she did hers, but in watching all of that stuff, she did amazing, and she actually took a little bit from all of us and put it together and has been doing beautiful herringbone wraps, like stunning. You'd never know that she didn't know how to do it a week ago. So I just want you guys to be able to not be intimidated to do new things. If you're wanting to get more into wire wrapping or making your own links, I highly encourage you to check out Linda at Gumnut Jewelry because she makes stunning links. Um, and and there's one other thing I want to mention because it kind of came up in her last video, guys. I would just encourage you, whether it's when you're posting or if you have a channel of your own and you've learned a skill from another designer, most of us are never going to tell you like, oh, nope, you can't use it. You can't use it, make stuff and sell it. It's not that. But if you have the opportunity to acknowledge the original designer, like her links are hers. She will encourage you. I altered one of her links and did a second little wrapper on the top that you guys have seen me do the for my clasps lately, but I've given her credit. In fact, the first time I ever showed it, I started talking about it and she popped in for the very first time and I was like, oh, it's Kismet. So yes, Samantha is also amazing. She did the cutest little spring earrings with bellflowers, and I was like, how did she even think to do it that way? Like, I wouldn't have thought of that. But so it's been great. Oh, Chris, I'm so happy for you. So loops are going to be one of the very first things that I talk about. I will let you know that even though I've been making jewelry for several years, for some reason, when I roll up my simple loops, they all kind of like, I always have to straighten the loop out. I have watched several people do it, people who like roll it up from the end of like their finger and they keep it straight. Gina is amazing at simple loops. Hers are straight. I don't know. It's something that I've always, and I think I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. And I'll just straighten it out at the end. And you'll see when I demonstrate it. But I just want you guys to be confident in learning new skills and wanting. And I don't want you guys ever to get too freaked out or feel like you have to stick with one person because that's silly. There are so many niches within the jewelry world that there's room for all of us. And none of us are going to tell you like that, you know, we are the end all be all and our technique is the Bible when it comes to jewelry making because it's not. That's the beauty of wire work. But so it looks like you guys like Saturday mornings for the live sale, which is great. We will likely have one this Saturday. I just have to confirm what time my niece's quinceanera is because it's on Saturday. But it would likely either start at 10:30 or 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So that would be 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, right? 10:30, 3 hours. Yeah, 1:30. And then all of you in the middle can figure that out. But I promise that I will put it up earlier than 12 hours in advance. Like last time, that was just kind of thrown together. This time, everything's going to be entered into my computer ahead of time before the sale ever starts. I will have it all. So I won't be playing catch up inputting everything. And I'll have my hubby there to, you know, make tally marks for or write down the name of everybody who wants a specific item. and then we're just going to have a sheet for each item in the sale. I have some lepidolite tourmaline in quartz that I'm bringing you guys in 6, 8, and 10 millimeters. Beautiful. I'm gonna do something. I hope you guys will like it. What I did is I grabbed I will put the timestamps on, I promise. I promise, Kim. I'll even message you personally to let you know when. I took a strand of rose quartz heart pendants and I took it apart. And then he also has strands of faceted rose quartz hearts that are smaller. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to package the pendant with 2 of the smaller ones as kind of like an earring pendant set. So I hope that that's something you guys will like. I'm also breaking up a couple of strands. He has these beautiful black shell carved flower beads and they're pretty pricey. So because of that, I've broken it up and made a couple of sets out of those just so that if you can't, you don't have the funds to, excuse me, have the funds to get an entire strand of something. You can still get the smaller sets so that you can have the pretty beads because they're gorgeous. I cannot wait to bring them to you guys. They're awesome. There are a couple other of the chevron strands from India that I'm going to be bringing back. And if you guys, I already have Moonstone on the list. I have, where's my phone? You have any requests, drop them now so that I can see them and I will make a note of them. I haven't pulled everything. So I have charite, I have turquoise. We're going to put, do you guys want some swan packages of like 10 or 15 bicones in a specific color? Is that something you guys would like? Yes, Chris, I have moonstone. I have lapis and amethyst on here as well. I have some large hole pearl options that I can bring you guys, as well as regular pearl strands. That's fine. He has so much moonstone, Chris. So if you're down, he's got peach, he's got gray, he's got black moonstone, he's got regular moonstone, rainbow moonstone. He's got it all and in all the sizes. They're absolutely beautiful. The other bead that he's got in just every color you can even imagine is Tiger's Eye. Some beautiful, he's got some gorgeous Galaxy Tiger Eye that you guys would just, they're beautiful. Love them. But if anybody else has any requests, just shoot me a message on Messenger, or you can send me an email at either thecampbell.creations.heather or tt's trinkets and treasures at gmail.com. Either one. And yes, Beth, I am going to be making a calendar, guys. I reached out. I got all of Sarah Lovecraft's times. I got Randy's, I got Rosanna's, I'll have mine. If any of you guys are creators and have like specific things, I am pretty sure that Linda's come out on Saturday, but they're not lives. And yes, Beth, I absolutely agree with you. I would love to have Linda on. First of all, she's an absolute riot and makes me laugh anytime she's here in the comments. And also, I kind of see her as a mentor. She's part of the reason that, I asked for a tumbler for my birthday because, and she was amazing. And after I asked, she did do an entire video on that process, which I've probably watched like 6 times now. I'm getting ready to test out one of the flower tube glass beads to see how it takes it and if it breaks. Only because Randy had 7 more packages and I bought them all this week. They're on their way. Can't wait. But that's going to be the first piece that I try out the oxidation and stuff process. I'm probably going to record some of it just so that you guys can come along with me and see. So yes, looks like Linda might have left. And if she did, believe me, I will email her. Her and I are email pals. We email back and forth. So, but yeah, if you guys have any requests, just let me know. I will finalize the time with Bernie and David tomorrow. I had another order come in from the live sale, so I need to go pull that order and then make the final choices as far as what all is going to be featured. And then we'll go from there. But I'm excited. I appreciate all of you. Orders are going out tomorrow, guys. All of them are ready and set to go. So I'm excited about all of that. And then I'll be back on Sunday. I'm probably going to do the last video in this series, and then I will probably do a Bargain Bead Box project. And if I do, I will show my finished cloud when it's all done. So anyways, love you guys. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for, supporting me, liking, subscribing, sharing any videos with like-minded people. But love you all. I hope that you guys all have an amazing evening, and I'll see you next time.